Wait a minute, there's no sound from the organ. What's going on? I'll be back in a second. Take two. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Let's try that again. I had it stuck in the wrong hole. Stop! In the name of love. Well, yes, ladies and gentlemen, that was the original idea to start with that piece of music tonight, and it turned out I had to stop in the name of technicals. Yes, I had my cables in the wrong hole, which is not very professional. Cheers, everybody. Good evening, and welcome to this week's Friday night is organ music night, and it's Valentine's Day. For whatever cheesy reasons you think we should be doing these things, we're going to be singing lovey songs tonight. Well, you're going to be singing, I'm going to be playing. There's going to be a hell of a lot of copyright nonsense this evening. I just have that feeling. And we're in the wonderful church of Düren, with its crazy chamade stops. I love it, I love it, I love it. Right, I have many songs to get through tonight. I have a huge program. In fact, I have an entire list. Where's my entire list? It should be here under, let me just quickly tippy tap. And it should be, oh, it hasn't uploaded my list. Isn't that typical? Oh yes, here it is. So it should be there, right. Yeah, lots of songs and tunes to get through this evening. Per says, I want some tuba mirabilis. Well, you go and get some then. Let's go. Right. Is everything running? Is everything in the stream? Is everything in the image? Is everything where it should be? Yes, we're looking good, sounding good, cameras on. Let me just make sure that this is working. Yep, look at that, all cameras there. The upstairs lighting is weird for some reason. It's where it usually is. I suspect the camera settings have changed. There was an update to the camera, so it's probably changed its settings. I'll have a look at that for tomorrow. Right, stop in the name of love. Now, this evening's concert involves quite a lot of songs by one of my favorite composers of all time. So I'm not going to play any of them yet. Looks good in Texas, says Lucian. That's good to know. I will keep doing that forever and ever and ever. Now we've got some very bizarre pieces of music tonight. Some very bizarre, but a lot of pieces of music tonight are penned by, like I say, one of my favorite composers. I'm not going to play any yet. If you can hop in the chat and start guessing who you think my favorite composer for this evening is, one of my favorite composers of all time, yeah, let's see if you can work it out. I'll think up some kind of treat if you get it right. So over to you in the old chat. I'll give you a clue. Robert and Uza, you're both wrong on this occasion. You're both wrong on this occasion. Let me tell you, this composer is very much still alive. That's going to change it. Here's an old jazz tune. Well, it's not actually a jazz tune, but it became a jazz standard. Kenny Ball and his guys definitely got this one in. And I think it's a lovely tune. It's got lovely harmonies. It does some amazing things. And it is actually a rather lovely love song. It's about, well, I'll read the words to you later. If you know the name of this tune, let me know in the old chit chat there. Elton John, for God's sake. Sukiyaki. Yes, indeed, Sukiyaki by Mr. Nakamura and Rokozaki Ai. The English version by Tom Leslie and Buzz Cason. Buzz Cason, what a name. I'll hold my head up high, looking to the sky, so they won't see all the tears that are in my eyes. No one will know I'm going through my first lonely night without you. And so on and so on and so on. The chorus, as I walk alone, the lonely winds seem to say, from this darkness on, all your nights will be this way. So I'll go on alone, pretending you're not gone. But I can't hide all the moments of love we knew. Naughty, naughty. Memories of you as I go through my first lonely night without you. What a lovely song. I think that's an absolutely wonderful song, and it reminds me of Mr. Kenny Ball and his Jazzmen, who recorded that an awfully long time ago. And many years ago, I performed that very song with Kenny Ball, and I was one of his jazzmen on that occasion, which was rather grand fun. So there you are. If you don't know who Kenny Ball was, he's a wonderful old classic jazz trumpeter, sadly no longer with us. Wonderfully wonderful guys. Right, now let's have a look. You've been talking about, let's have a look. Somebody said, two people have said Fats Waller. My favourite composer, still alive. Well, Fats is definitely dead. J.S. Bach, definitely not J.S. Bach. Neil Sedaka, says Lucian Goodson. That's a wonderful choice. And actually, that's the right choice. Well done, Lucian. You know me better than I thought. I love the music by Neil Sedaka. I'm going to do an entire series of videos just on the music of Neil Sedaka. He's still around. How old is he now? 88, 89 or something like that. He's still active. He still plays. He still performs. He still records. He's on TikTok, believe it or not. Now he's just a phenomenal musician in all shapes and forms, but he's the most amazing composer. He's classically trained, of course. He trained at the Juilliard School in New York long time ago, and he wanted to make some money while he was studying to be a classical pianist, so he started writing rock and roll songs in the sort of the shooby-dooby style, and became very famous doing that. So he thought, right, sod this classical nonsense lark, I'm going to stick at this. And then the Beatles arrived and ruined everything for him, and he went off on a sort of he disappeared for a few years. But he came back. He had a massive comeback in the 70s, and a lot of songs out there that you will know and love are actually written by Neil Sedaka. He's one of the wealthiest musicians ever to have lived on this planet. He's currently worth almost $1 billion. Can you believe that? Not bad. So all of you who said Hans Zimmer, wrong. Kate Bush, for God's sake. Mons Leidvin-Takle, I have no idea who that is. Is that a spelling mistake or an actual person? Elton John, absolutely not. Burt Bacharach is definitely dead. The iPad Kid just sent a ticket into your Eurobank account. Thank you to the iPad Kid. Yes, thank you you've sent a couple of tickets over the past couple of weeks. Thank you very much indeed for that. That's absolutely lovely of you. Thank you very much indeed. Nick Durler, Alfred Hollins. Yeah, also sadly dead. Cameron Platts, Neil Sedaka, or George Harrison. Well, one of those is dead and one of those is very much alive. George, how old would George have been? George would have been a bit younger than Neil these days. Yes, I love the music by George Harrison. Also, definitely worth stories. Definitely. Paul McCartney. Definitely not one of my favourite composers, nor is he one of my favourite people. Also, a story for the future. Klaus Badelt. No. Bert passed away a couple of years ago. There you are, Stuart. Stuart's on form tonight. Stuart's there with it tonight. Willie Galloway, ticket and a like. Thank you, Willie Galloway. We love it. Ta. I haven't heard this in decades, says Robert. Xing Shang Chong says, Aaron Showers. There you are. He is one of my favourite composers, and he is very much still alive. There you are. That's not bad. Anyone else? Any other answers there? I don't think there were any more answers there. Good, fair enough. You're all saying hello to everyone. Ethel Merman, says Joe. Ethel Merman, definitely no longer with us. Andrew Lloyd Webber, Lord Misanthrope. Andrew Lloyd Webber. Yeah, he died 42 years ago, but they forgot to tell him. Have you seen him recently? God, Night of the Living Dead. God. Anyway, right, well, now that it's out in the open, that it's going to be my old mate Neil Sedaka, let's play one of Neil's beautiful songs. Do you know this one? I'll hide it because we're going to get copyright hell. I will say one thing about Neil Sedaka. He's a wonderful musician. His wife is a very astute businesswoman. She is a Liba Sedaka. Liba, her name is L-E-B-A, I think. How do you spell it? Liba. And she is mad behind him, making sure that everything runs smoothly and properly, even nowadays, yeah? And she's very strict on the old copyright stuff. So let's see. Could be in trouble tonight, but I apologize in advance to the Sedakas. This is all in good taste. Well, should be. Check this one out. Original key. One of the loveliest and most simplest tunes that our friend Neil wrote. Solitaire. It's lovely. It's just absolutely lovely, 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 lovely. I love that. I love that. Now, now that the cat's out of the bag, let's go back to some of the... let's go back to the... Will this do? Actually, yeah, this could be a sort of a Valentine's theme, I suppose. In the wildest sense of the word, we could get this to be a Valentine's theme. I'm not exactly sure. Can we? Hold on. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let me just quickly add that and that, but not that for that. And then on this one, hold on, because I don't like my registrations here. Let's add that on this one. And then what's coming up here? Let's add that and that on this one. Right, sorry, I just wanted to change that because it's a bit muddy if I leave it like that. So let's change that. Right. There we are. Back then to the 50s? Probably the 50s or the early, certainly the early 60s at the very, very latest. Sing along if you can. Now, sing along if you can. Solitaire by the Carpenters, Arg. Yes, but it wasn't written by the Carpenters. It was written by our friend Neil. It was written by Neely Neil. Don't diss the Carpenters. Who's dissing the Carpenters? Carpenters. Fun for all the family. Anyway, never mind. Let's leave it at that. Here's a tune from the early 50s. This is back in the doo-woppy shooby-doo days of Neil Sedaka with his friend Howie Greenfield, and they wrote all these wonderful tunes together. And actually, what we need here, we need something parpy down in the bass. We need to get rid of these mixtures, though. Yeah, that's what we need. They always had, the arrangements of these tunes are wonderful. They always had a sort of a baritone saxophone going bum 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 in the background. Sing along. The opening words are whoa whoa whoa, yeah yeah yeah. I think you know what's coming up. Hey little devil, da-da-dee-da-da-da-dee-dee. I love that. Unfortunately, the chords on this version were wrong, so I had to rearrange them on the way past. Isn't that cute? That's such a simple little song from the good old days. Ah. I wonder if the chords on this one right. Is it? Here's another one of these. I think we'll do this one later. We'll do that one later. I have to go through the chords in my head. I don't think that's right either. Anyway, yes. One of the most famous tunes that Neil wrote was, of course, Oh, Carol, I'm such a fool, and all the rest of that. He wrote that for Carole King. Did anyone know that? And Carole King was his girlfriend back in the day. There you are, before he met his then wife. Yeah, Carole King was his girlfriend. Gosh. And he wrote that for her. And then she wrote a song apparently called O'Neill. Did you know that? I didn't know that. There you are. Let's have a slushy romantic number from the king of slush and romance. And you might recognize this one. Ah, that took you a while to get that one, didn't it? Yes, breaking up is hard to do in a sort of a much more relaxed and jazzy style. Mr. Sedaka, does actually do a version of that tune in that kind of style, which is rather lovely. He does it in an almost Ray Charles style, which is really rather beautiful. For some bizarre reason, I wanted to go from F to G flat at the end. One of my favorite keys, G flat, all the black notes, but yes, or in my case, not necessarily all the black notes. But yes, the actual, the version you probably all know from the good old days was breaking up is hard to and so on and so on. Yep, that's the sort of the doo-woppy, shooby-shooby, dooby-dooby, da-doo, ron, kama, dum, dun version from the 19-whenevers. How old is that? 19? I think that's actually the early 60s, isn't it? I don't think that was the 50s still. I don't think so, anyway. Now, while we're on the subject of non-Sedaka, let's to La Belle France. La Belle France. And this is a piece of music that was requested a couple of weeks ago, and it fits rather nicely with this evening's program. From a musical with a French name. You might recognize it. Les Miserables. Les Miserables, or Les Dawson as some people call them. No, Les Miserables, the Grumbles, as Yellowbird says. You're right. Les Mis, says Casey. That's it. Camera, that one I can one that I can play. Yeah, it's a beautiful old. It's a very simple tune. It doesn't do anything. It really doesn't do anything at all. Da 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 dee, or da 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 dum, and the original key. That's all it does. And then dee 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 dee. That's it. But it's got a certain something to it, and it builds and builds and builds and builds. And if you add the sort of the ravels, if you add the sort of the bolero style accompaniment underneath, it gives it a certain summon, I think. Oh my goodness, messages are being deleted. Gosh, I'm not sure what that's all about. Right, let's to the computer, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget, keep your organist in stomach-filling goodies. No, that's not true, actually. Let's keep the streams going. Treat your organist to a virtual ticket on the way past and keep everything running. Our thanks this evening go to Jerry Martin, who's actually not at home this weekend. He's out and about this weekend. So, hi Jerry, out and about. Thank you for your ticket. Here is Alexander Wunderlich. Thank you very much, Alexander. That's very kind indeed. And who's this? Lucian. Virtual roses for the two lovely ladies in your life. Thank you very much, Lucian. I will pass that on to my two lovely ladies. They are both downstairs. I suspect one of them, it's very quiet downstairs, so one of them might actually have fallen asleep, which would be amazingly good fun for Vanessa. This is Willie Galloway, thank you. As promised, you mentioned it earlier there. Thank you very much, Willie Galloway. And who this? Wolfgang, our friend Wolfgang. Thank you very much, Wolfgang. Very kind indeed. That is it so far. Keep them coming, ladies and gentlemen. That's a bizarre piece of music. Let's see what that's all about. There's a request from our friend. What's happening over here? What's happening over here? Cassie, our friend Cassie has bought a ticket. Hello, Cassie. Lovely to see you again. Thank you very much indeed. And, oh, what's this? Oh, the Platts gang have commissioned a work. Wow, this is something you can do over on Buy Me a Coffee. You can commission a video, your own video. So I wonder what this is all about. I obviously have to go and check in to Buy Me a Coffee to find out what that's all about. Thank you very much, Platts Gang. That's very exciting. Gosh, yes, check that out if you're interested. Maybe you have a special occasion coming up, a birthday, something along those lines. I'm not sure. Oh, there's Matt Leach as well with a $5. Thank you very much, Matt. That's very kind. Ta. Thank you very much indeed. We'll pop that up on the screen for everyone to see. Thank you very much, Matt. Actually, hold on a minute. There's even more. There's a tenner from Matt. Is that right? Did I catch that? Or was that something else there? Did I miss that? Gosh, thank you, Matt. That was earlier on. For a Valentine's delicious dinner of broccoli and cauliflower. Yes, well, I'm not going to waste $10 on broccoli and cauliflower. Certainly not. And there's the $5 from Matt again. Thank you very, very much indeed. That's very kind. Thank you. Yes, no, if you have a sort of a special occasion coming up or something like that, and maybe you want me to perform a video as a private video just for you, then that's what that's there for. Check it out and Buy Me a Coffee. There's also stuff on the wish list. Vanessa put stuff on the wish list. Check them out. But yes, keep them coming. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Tickets, everything gets invested back into the channel in one way or the other. So it's all going to a good cause. I make jokes about it filling my tummy and things like that. That's not what it's there for. So no, but yes, thank you very much. Keep them coming and we'll all be very happy peoples. Right, now we've done that. Here is a piece of music. I wonder, does anyone know this? Let's see if anyone knows this piece of music. It involves the word love in the title. Did nobody get that? Did nobody get that? A lovely old tune from, I'm not actually sure when that tune was written. I'm guessing it was the 30s. I'm guessing it's the 30s. Any ideas? It was called Somebody Loves You. And not the Gershwin, Somebody Loves Me. That's very different. How does it go from there? Something like that. That's Somebody Loves You. Somebody Loves Me, which is different. That was the Gershwin. Somebody Loves You, that one was called, from a guy called Peter de Rose. There you are. Just letting Uza know that, because she's writing it all down in the background. There you are. Did nobody recognise that? I did. I think that's a lovely old tune from days and years gone by. Robert says, no one loves me, I make sure of that. People who say things like that don't mean it at all. Don't mean it at all. Wolfgang is still the last person to treat the world to a ticket. Anyone else want to join Robert? Be good. Be like Robert. Not Robert, sorry, Wolfgang. Sorry, Wolfgang. Yes, well, be like Robert. No, Wolfgang. Be like Wolfgang. Hold on. It's not uploaded. Oh, it is updating. Sorry, I can't speak. Let's be like Wolfgang. That's what I was going to say. Let's be like Wolfgang. Let's see what's going on here. Right, what's this? This is a waltz from 1910. 1910. 1910. I won't tell you the title yet. If anyone recognizes it, let me know. What a wonderful piece of music. It's called, and I have no idea where this title came from because that's a very bizarre title indeed. It's called Oh, How That German Could Love. 1910, so none of the world wars had taken place yet. Words by Irving Berlin. Music by Ted Snyder. Once I got stuck on a sweet little German, and oh, what a German was she. Ah, we're talking about a German girl. Ah, that makes sense. The best what was walking, well, what's the use talking, was just made to order for me. So lovely and witty, more yet she was pretty. You don't know until you have tried. She had such a figure, it couldn't be bigger. And there was someone yet beside. Oh, how that German could love with a feeling that came from the heart. She called me her honey, her angel, her money. Oh, that makes sense. She pushed every word out so smart. She spoke like a speaker, and oh, what a speech. Like no other speaker could speak. Ach, my, what a German when she kissed her Herman. It stayed on my cheek for a week. And so on, and so on, and so on. Right, Irving Berlin in his naughty days. Right, it sounds like alternative lyrics for the Hippopotamus Song. Yeah, you're not wrong, it does, doesn't it? It's got that sort of rhythm to it. That was a... what's the word I'm looking for? That was a weird and wonderful request by our friend Yellowbird. Thank you very much indeed, Yellowbird. Let's back to love. Love, 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 love. We're being lovey-dovey tonight. And if we're going to be lovey-dovey, there's one composer in the world who just composed so many wonderful lovey-dovey tunes throughout his life. Is he still actively composing? I don't know. I don't know. Robert Varner says that song may have started World War I. No, that was killing Archduke Ferdinand. That's what started World War I. A ticket has arrived, ladies and gentlemen. Wolfgang is no longer the last. Jan has treated us. Jan, thank you very much, Jan. That is a very kind indeed. Thank you very much. That's Jan, everybody. Right, Jan is now officially the last person to buy a ticket. Let's see who's next. How about this for a beautiful piece of music? This restarted Mr. Sedaka's career back in the 1970s. I'm going to change it around a little bit to see if you can work out what you think it might be. There's no way of stopping that without fading, fading, fading. You have to fade and fade and fade, and it's almost impossible to fade. But yes, laughter in the rain. Well done. You got it right. Lucian had something else in mind. Lucian had something very, very different in mind. He had... what did you have? Hold on. What did you have? You deleted it, so I can't tell you what it was. But I think it was... that was it. Here somewhere. That was Love Will Keep Us Together. I think that's what, is that what Lucian said immediately? Love Will Keep Us Together. There you go, I thought it was. That's a brilliant tune. I love that. There's a... it's here somewhere. It's here somewhere. Hold on. Let's have a dig. Let's have a dig. I've got everything under Sedaka, you see. Love Will Keep Us Together. Was I in the right key? I was. There's that lovely middle part which... the right chords. Those aren't the right chords. But never mind. Right. Let's play this. Love Will Keep Us Together. Yeah, that's it's Valentine's. We can definitely do this. Okay. Another tune nobody knows how to stop. The middle eight doesn't do that. Middle eight doesn't. Whoever arranged this, these are people who arrange things on the interweb, and I wish they would concentrate on getting it right. I'm trying to remember it for myself, but Has it got to E flat? It might go to E flat. That's better. That's it. That's it. I will. That's the one. Ah, wonderful stuff. I love all that. Oh, a ticket has arrived from David. David, thank you very much, David. That's very kind indeed. David is now the last person to buy a ticket for this evening. Thank you very much, David. Very kind. Ta. See what's happening over here? Oh, all right then. All right then. I'm a sucker for something like this. Ooh, that could be interesting. Let's see what we can do there. Good tune, says Neville Palmer. Yeah, you're right. It is a good tune. We're going to do... it is. Jez is right. We're turning into a Neil Sedaka evening, which is not a bad thing. Over the years, I've tried getting in touch with Neil Sedaka, and it's very, very difficult. I'm going to keep trying. I would love to... I'd love to have an interview with him. Over the years, I got to meet all sorts of amazingly wonderful musicians. I got to play with some of the most famous and bizarrely wonderful musicians ever in music history throughout the years. Not just in the jazz world, but also in the pop world, the rock and roll world, all that kind of stuff. But one guy I would love to have met the whole time, it was always Neil. It's his music, it's the most wonderful, wonderful music. And the wonderful thing about Neil Sedaka's music is he can do it all. He can do sort of lovely ballady romantic stuff, but he can also do sort of rock and rolly stuff. He can even do boogie woogie stuff. He can do it all. He can do funky stuff as well. Standing on the Inside. Oh my God. Standing on the Inside is one of the best tunes ever written. Don't care what anyone says. Wonderful melody, wonderful harmonies, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful stuff. Yeah, it's absolutely mad. The guy is an absolute genius, and he's very, very down to earth about it as well, which is hilarious because, like I say, he's worth about $1 billion these days. So, yeah, you wouldn't know to see him. He's always hanging around in a black T-shirt or a bizarre Hawaii shirt and that kind of stuff. But oh my goodness me, I wonder where it's all gone. Right, Tim, you asked for it. Our friend Tim from the Southern Hemisphere has asked for a bizarre piece of music. I'm going to play... Oh, Andrew. Love from me to you ladies. Well, Andrew, I'm not sure about that. I know what you mean, so I will pass on your heartfelt greetings. Let's put it... Shall we put it like that? Yes, let's put it like that. That's a nice way of putting it. Now, earlier this evening, we had that bizarre... oh, how a German, or love like a German woman kind of thing, yes. I moved to Germany 25 years ago because of a German woman at the time. And yes, I'd given up on women from other parts of the world and decided that German women was the way forward. And yes, and then many years later, Vanessa rescued me, and so on and so on. And a while ago, I was rather naughtily and cheekily introducing Vanessa to somebody. I said, "Oh, this is Vanessa, my last wife." She did thankfully laugh, which I thought was okay. Previous incumbents of that position would definitely not have laughed. It turned out not to be true anyway, so there you are. So Vanessa holds that title and will forevermore. I shall play this and then I shall consider opening my vocal cords. I need to check out the words. And also, the words are written in the tiniest, the tiniest writing, like fly shit on a massive savanna landscape. It's impossible to read, but I shall try. Are my glasses up here? No, my glasses aren't up here. Then I shall squint like Daniel Roth. I shall squint at the thing and see if I can get to sing it. Right, you asked for it. A bold hippopotamus was standing one day on the banks of the cool Shalimar. He gazed at the bottom as it peacefully lay by the light of the evening star. Away on the hilltop sat combing her hair his fair hippopotamine maid. The hippopotamus was so ignoramus and sang her this sweet serenade. Mud, mud, glorious mud, nothing quite like it for cooling the blood. So follow me, follow, down to the hollow, and there let us wallow in glorious mud, mud, glorious mud. Nothing quite like it for cooling the blood. So follow me, follow, down to the hollow, and there let us wallow in glorious mud. The fair hippopotamus he aimed to entice from her seat on the hilltop above, as she hadn't got a mate to give her advice, came the tiptoeing down to her love. Like thunder the forest re-echoed the sound of the song that they sang as they met. It's too bloody small to read. His inamorata adjusted her garter and lifted her voice in duet. Mud, mud, glorious mud. I should do this in a female hippopotamus voice, but I'm not going to. Nothing quite like it for cooling the blood. So follow me, follow, down to the hollow, and there let us wallow in glorious mud, mud, glorious mud. Nothing quite like it for cooling the blood. So follow me, follow, down to the hollow, and there let us wallow in glorious mud. There's a third verse. Now more hippopotami began to convene on the banks of that river so wide. I wonder what am I to say of the scene that ensued at the Shalimar side. They dived all at once on an ear-splitting sploosh, then rose to the surface again. A regular army of hippopotami, all singing this haunting refrain. B major. Mud, mud, glorious mud, nothing quite like it for cooling the blood. So follow me, follow, down to the hollow, and there let us wallow in glorious mud, mud, glorious mud, nothing quite like it for cooling the blood. Get the key right, Gartshore. So follow me, follow, down to the hollow, and there let us wallow in glorious mud, 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 mud. There you are. The Hippopotamus Song by Flanders and Swan. We used to sing all that kind of crap when we were in school. When I was at school in the late 70s and early 80s, we would sing all that kind of stuff. What else would we would sing? All sorts of bizarre things. Hilarious. Ooh, singing hippos, 10 Australian dollars. That's probably 3 pence or something. Thank you very much, Tim. That's very kind indeed. Stefan Messer has arrived on the scene. Good evening too. Thank you for those 2 tickets. Oh, hold on. There's another ticket. What's that? I missed this. Who dis? I missed it. I missed it. Mr. Humans, thank you very much indeed. Joe, I hope you enjoyed your Les Miserables, or the Grumbles, as they said. Thank you very much. Joe sent me a ticket for singing. Right. Okay, or is it to stop singing? Joe normally sends a ticket to stop singing. Primary school. See, obviously in Australia they were singing this kind of crap in schools there as well. Nellie the elephant packed a trunk and said goodbye to the circus. Off she went with a trumpety trump. That's the kind of stuff we used to sing in schools. Isn't that amazing? Nobody does that anymore. What do people sing in school these days? Does anyone know? Anyone? Anyone? Yeah, I don't know. What else did we used to sing in school? Let's do a concert of school sing-along. That's a good idea, isn't it? Right, in the notices, because my memory is not what it was. I can't remember what it used to be. Oh God! All right, school day song sing-along concert. There we are. Okay, there we are. So we need crappy old songs from yesteryear. We need a cornucopia of crap to sing from yesteryear. Music, British schools. You must be joking. Well, I'm not joking. Yes. I can't remember how it goes after that. I'm making it up. Look, something from the Goodsons. I love the Goodsons. You're wonderful. Thank you very much to the Goodsons. Oh, the yellow rose of Texas that I am gonna sing. In Lacrimis Finiet says, there is no music in British schools now. That's unfortunately and very sadly true. However, hold on, I'm going to stand up. I'm going to go and get something. Hold on. I'm going to go and get something. See this? It's a ukulele. I'm not going to play it. Well, oh God. It's a 3-stringed ukulele. It's 3-stringed because my lovely wife decided, it's actually still almost in tune. It's in tune. The wonderful thing about a ukulele is this is what for a while they were teaching these things in British schools, and I think this is hilarious. Can I remember this? There you are. That's a bit of George Formby there. That's about all I can do. These things, it was going to be, we've moved a long way from Valentine's, haven't we? Yes. When I went to school, the music instrument of choice was something called the recorder, or that horrendous little flute. And they always smelt and tasted of Jay's fluid, which is a very, very strong disinfectant, because all the school children, you weren't allowed to take them home. You weren't allowed to take them home with you, so they were kept, and then they were put in disinfectant fluid until you came back to music class next week, which was terrible. And then back in the 80s, a chap that we've already mentioned this evening, a chap named Mr. Harrison, George Harrison, who was an absolute mad, keen guy about these things. Banjos, banjo-lalies. A banjo-lally is a ukulele that looks like a banjo. It's got a sort of banjo skin on it. And normal ukuleles and guitars, all that kind of stuff. And George had this wonderful idea that wouldn't it be great if British schools ditched the recorders and took up ukuleles? Because, okay, there's a string missing on this, because my delightful wife decided she wanted to tune it for me and tune it till it went ping. And all I have to do is restring it, but I can't be bothered. It's sentimental value, this thing. This was given to me by a friend a very long time ago. It's not worth anything. It's a very, very cheap ukulele, but it was given to me by an old friend who is sadly no longer with us. And anyway, but this Mr. Harrison had the idea that if you could play these things in school, if they're tuned properly, one finger on one fret, and you have a C major chord. Now that, to a small child, is instant success. It's psychological, yeah? That, a recorder in the hands of a small child is a weapon. It's a weapon of mass destruction in schools. And it should not be. Ukuleles are tuned the same as violins. No, they're not. They're definitely not. Ukuleles are tuned in a very bizarre way. Like I said, there's a string missing, but they are tuned as this one is a C. They're actually tuned as they're tuned in a sixth like this. The top string, the one that would be here, the one that's missing, is actually a G. The second string is then the C, the bottom string, the lowest one, then an E, and then an A at the top. Okay, so on its own, it's like a C6 chord. There would be a G in the middle. Okay, that would be the idea. So with one finger there, you have a C major chord, and then with just a couple of fingers, you suddenly have, yeah, other chord, and then it's mandolins that are the same as violins. Mandolins are tuned in fifths. Violins are tuned in fifths. Yes, you're right. Well done. Correct. There you are. Mandolins. You're right. Well done. Well done, David. You're right. I'll give you that. Anyway, never mind. So I can play one tune on the ukulele. Now, the weird thing is I'm left-handed, but as you can see, I'm playing this right-handed. If I were to play the guitar, I would play it automatically left-handed. But for some reason, I play the ukulele right-handed. I was taught to play this thing by the guy who gave it to me. And he sat beside me and showed me how to do it rather than opposite me. He sat beside me. So I was watching over like this and we were doing, and he taught me to do all sorts of things with various chords, but you need all the strings for it. So one day I will restring it and let me pop this somewhere safe for now. Yeah, I'll get it restringed. I'll restring it and I will play you my ukulele. There you are. Like I said, I could only play one tune on it. I must at some point do something about that. RTR, Richard, thank you very much. A ticket from RTR. Very kind. Ta, when I'm cleaning windows. No, we're not going to do any window cleaning. None of that. Gosh, it's 10 to 12 and we haven't played half of our program tonight, which is rather bizarre. It's lovey-dovey night. It's lovey-dovey night. Permission to change to the theatre organ. In fact, no, I don't want to change to the theatre organ, actually. Do I want to keep to this organ, though? I think we do. Okay, here's a very famous tune with the words, I love you, hidden in there. And if you should have a loved one in the vicinity, go and get them. And at the right point in this tune, grab them in an embrace and say or sing, I love you. cha-cha-cha. And then I went and spoilt it all by saying something stupid like, I love you. Right, you asked for it. We're off. We're leaving Düren. We were in Düren, which is a town between Cologne and Aachen on the west, very, very western border of Germany there. And Düren, it's a very, very dark church, and it has a very clinical looking organ there, but it's an amazing instrument with amazing sounds. This, however, is something completely different. Oh. Should have done on this, should have. T for 2, isn't it? And so on and so on and so on. Anyway, right, enough of that. Let's quickly change the registrations to these deliciously slushy. I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. And we're going to have a couple, let's have a lovey-dovey, lovey-dovey, lovey-dovey song. In fact, stop. Let's finish off this evening with... it's a very big book, I need to find the right page. And it's very difficult because this thing is very sensitive. I don't like it. There it is, there it is. I recently posted a video of this exact tune being played on this physical organ, but not this sample set, another theatre organ sample set. Our friend Wayne Marshall came to visit. And I got Wayne to sit down at the theatre organ and improvise for me. And he played a beautiful Gershwin tuned Love Walked In. It was absolutely stunningly beautiful and gorgeous the way he did it. I don't think I can recreate the harmonies that Wayne had there. Also, he changed the key. He played it in G flat, which I think is beautiful as well. Oh, I'm going to play it in, I think I'll play it in E flat. Yes, I'll play it in E flat. It's not written in E flat, it's actually written in F, but it doesn't sound nice in F, so let's transpose it down to E flat. Love Walked In. Now, if you're a jazz musician, you always change the word love, because let's face it, jazz musicians aren't romantic. So we always used to change the word love to the word lunch. So in this case, it would be lunch walked in. With the cheesy stuff at the end too. Ah, yeah. Ah, what a beautiful tune. It's almost impossible not to play that tune in a sort of a slushy ballady style. Yeah, cool, eh? I need to practice my glissandi. I need to practice my theatre organ glissandi, which is always great fun to do. What shall we do now? Let's do one more. We could do. Actually, we could do that, couldn't we? But we have to do that in a slightly more jazzy. Yeah, let's do that in a jazzy style. Do that in a jazzy style. Stick to the Gershwins, the lovey-dovey stuff by the Gershwins, and I think we'll have. Actually, let's have. Yeah, let's have that. Let's have this kind of stuff. Okay, love is here to stay. Love is here to stay. Our love is here to stay, I think the actual title is, isn't it? It's gone midnight, ladies and gentlemen, which technically means I should stop. Tomorrow evening is finally, it's taken a while this month, is finally our Tuba Illuminati members only concert. Should you wish to join us for that, check out the there's a one-time sort of ticket sale for that, if you like, over on Buy Me a Coffee. Put a coffee link up, somebody please. There's a link up there for that kind of thing. And yeah, you can join us for that. Tuba tomorrow night is going to be very, very bizarre. Lots of very weird things taking place there. Sunday night, we'll be back with a public concert. Sunday night is organ music night. And open program at the moment. We don't have a program ready for Sunday night, so maybe you have some suggestions. It won't be British school sing-along songs. I'll tell you that for nothing. But there'll be a lot more classical music on Sunday night's concert. Lunch is just around the corner. That was Lunch. Sorry, Love is just around the corner. Celeste. What a wonderful name for an organ concert. Celeste has just bought us a ticket. Love the show. Thanks. Thank you very much, Celeste. Wow, cool. Thank you very much indeed. Where are you from, Celeste? What a wonderful name. What a wonderful name. Ahuga, says Tim. There's my Ahuga. I have some secret little buttons down here, and it's black on black, and without any light shining on them, I have no idea what it is. And if I press the wrong button, I switch the entire system off, which is probably not a very good idea. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Friday night, it's organ music night, and it was theoretically a Valentine's night. It didn't really end up as a Valentine's night after all, did it? Actually, I'll tell you what we'll do. Yeah, will that work? I'm sure this will work. Let's get the old piano back without the cymbal. Yeah, I'm sure this will work. Dive, dive, dive. Yes, I'm about to dive downstairs and collapse into bed. It's been sleepless nights all week this week. Teething puppies, teething small children, and yeah, the combination is not much fun. Put it like that. Been having a lot of fun, so hopefully get some sleep tonight if we're very lucky. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. I'll see you tomorrow night for tuba, or we'll see you on Sunday night for some more classical stuff. In the meantime, here is on the old piano attachment and boogie woogie. Let's see what we can do. Don't share the teething rings between them. Oh no, we don't do teething rings. That's terribly barbaric. See you tomorrow. See you Sunday. Night, night, folks. Have a good one. Catch you later.